Hi guys! Because I look way too good today to stay silent, today's video is all about quick dives into the most terrifying Japanese urban legends. I've compiled these from various sources, so if I missed anything, feel free to correct me in the comment section. Kuchisake Onna, the slit-mouthed woman. She appeared frequently during the Edo period, but her popularity exploded in 1979 in Gifu Prefecture, causing a nationwide panic that made children too afraid to walk home from school alone. One theory says she was the wife of a samurai. Because of an affair, her husband slit her mouth to keep her from being beautiful. Imagine you are strolling down the street when you meet a lady wearing a medical mask, very pandemic style. She asks, "Am I beautiful?" You say yes. She takes off the mask, revealing a mouth torn to her ears, grinning, "How about now?" The result? Say no, and she gifts you a snip of her scissors. Say yes, and she slits your mouth so you can have a matching couples look with her. Survival tip: answer "you're average," or throw amber candy, Beko Ame, so she stays busy picking them up while you run for your life. 2. Teke Teke originates from a tragic railway accident. A girl, often named Kashima Reiko, fell onto the tracks and was cut in half by a train. Because it was so cold, her blood vessels contracted, preventing her from dying instantly. Instead, she had to crawl in agony before passing away. The name Teke Teke sounds as cute as a chick's chirp, but it's actually the sound of her elbows hitting the ground as she chases you. She has no legs, but her crawling speed is faster than an Olympic athlete. The result? If caught, she will use a razor-sharp scythe and slash. You too will become someone missing your lower half, just like her. Survival tip? Don't look back, and if asked, "Where are my legs?" answer, "On the Meishin Railway." 3. Hanako-san, the toilet ghost. Dates back to after World War II. Rumor has it Hanako was a little girl playing hide-and-seek when the school was bombed, or she was abused by her parents in the restroom. She is the national idol of every Japanese elementary school. How to summon? Enter the third-floor restroom, knock on the third stall door 3 times, and ask, "Hanako-san, are you there?" If you hear a reply, "Yes, I'm here," then congratulations, you've met her. The result? A bloody hand will drag you into the toilet, or a 3-headed lizard will devour you. Hanako is actually quite benign if you don't provoke her. Sometimes she even protects students from other evil forces. 4. Akamanto, the Red Cape. A modern legend about old, dingy public restrooms. He's a male ghost wearing a red cape and a mask, usually haunting the last stall, especially in schools. Being busy with business and running out of paper is a disaster, but meeting Akamanto is even worse. A warm, deep voice echoes, "Do you prefer red paper or blue paper?" The result? Choose red, you will be slashed until your clothes are soaked in blood. Choose blue, you will be strangled until your face turns purple. Survival tip? Don't be foolish and choose yellow. You'll have your head dunked in that thing everyone knows. Calmly reply, "I don't need paper," and run as fast as you can while he is still bewildered. 5. Yuki Onna, the Snow Woman. Yuki Onna, Snow Woman, is a famous yokai in Japanese folklore, symbolizing winter and blizzards, appearing since the Muromachi period, 1336 to 1573. She is described as a woman of transcendent beauty with transparent white skin, wearing a white kimono, gliding over the snow without leaving footprints, usually killing people by freezing them in snowstorms. The result? She will blow a freezing breath that turns you into a permanent human ice popsicle. There are stories that she once spared a young man's life on the condition that he never tell anyone about her, but later he gossiped with his wife, who was her in disguise. The ending? Never trust a man's vow and never be foolish enough to praise "you are so beautiful" in the middle of a blizzard. 6. Rokuro Kubi, the long-necked woman. Appearing frequently in Edo period tales, Rokuro Kubi are often depicted as victims of a spiritual disease or a karmic curse stemming from past misdeeds or violations of Buddhist precepts. By day, they appear as perfectly normal, graceful women who live ordinary lives as wives and mothers. However, once night falls and the household is asleep, their true nature emerges through two distinct forms: the Rokuro Kubi, whose necks stretch unnaturally for meters to peep at people or hunt, and the more sinister Nuke Kubi, whose heads detach entirely to fly around and suck blood. Habits and mystery. Despite their terrifying nightly transformations, where they might wind their necks around the house like snakes or satisfy a bizarre craving for licking lamp oil, they often maintain a facade of normalcy, eating human food during the day. Most curiously, many stories suggest a tragic lack of awareness. Some women have no idea they are monsters, sleeping soundly while their spirits wander, only to wake up the next morning with nothing but a faint memory of a strange dream. 7. Noperabo, the faceless ghost. A famous yokai in folklore, actually often a fox or badger transforming to tease humans. You are walking at night, meet a person crying, and approach to ask. That person turns around, and boom! A face as smooth as a chicken egg, no eyes, no nose, no mouth. You run in terror to a noodle shop and tell the owner. The owner wipes his face. Was it like this? His face disappears too. Personality? Noperabo do not kill people, they just like to see you scared to the point of fuming. Lesson? Never check on strangers late at night if you don't want to see a walking egg. Okiku-san, the plate-counting ghost. Based on a true story at Himeji Castle, Okiku was a servant falsely accused of losing a precious plate from a set of 10, then thrown down a well to her death. Every night from the deep well, Okiku's voice echoes mournfully. 1 plate, 2 plates, 9 plates. Then comes a heart-wrenching scream because she cannot find the 10th. The result? Hearing her count to 9 will bring you bad luck or make you ill. Survival tip: as soon as she counts to 9, yell 10 so she thinks she found it and goes to rest early. Truly a way to solve fear with enthusiasm. 9. Oiwa, the vengeful ghost. Originates from the famous kabuki play Yotsuya Kaidan. Oiwa was poisoned by her heartless husband so he could marry a wealthy woman, causing her face to deform and leading her to die in resentment. Oiwa is the symbol of the most terrifying vengeance in Japan. She haunts everywhere, on lanterns, in mirrors, and her deformed face appears in place of the new wife's face, driving the husband insane and to suicide. Scary fact, to this day, any film crew that portrays Oiwa without visiting her grave is sure to meet with accidents on the set. Advice: never betray a woman, especially a Japanese woman. 10. Gashadokuro, the giant skeleton. Formed from the bones of thousands who died of starvation or in battle without burial. Accumulated resentment turns them into a giant entity. Standing about 15 meters tall, it looms in the night. The only way to know it's approaching is by hearing a strange ringing in your ears or the creak-creak of giant joints. The result? It will snatch you, chew off your head, and drink your blood to satisfy the eternal hunger of the souls that compose it. Prevention? There is no way other than running as fast as you can to a place with light, or you might as well start praying. 11.
Ubume, the birthing ghost. The spirits of mothers who passed away while still pregnant or right after giving birth before they could take care of their child. A woman stands by the road at sunset holding a swaddled bundle and asks you, "Please hold my child for a moment." When you hold the baby, it gets heavier and heavier, heavy like a 1,000-pound rock, making you collapse. If you can endure that weight until the end, Ubume will smile, disappear, and give you a gift, usually gold. Otherwise, you will be crushed by the rock. Message: mother's love is the greatest power, but in this case, it's a bit of a backache. 12. Juro Gumo, the spider whore. An Arachi spider that lives to be 400 years old will gain magical powers to transform into a human. A beauty of 10,000 charms often appears in secluded places, playing the lute or holding a child, actually a spider egg sac. She uses her beauty to lure amorous men to her home. The result? Once the victim is trapped, she reveals her true form as a giant spider, spinning webs to tie them tight and enjoy a fresh dinner. Advice: if you see a beautiful girl in a desolate place, don't be in a hurry to ask for her number, or you might end up as Spider Hot Pot. 13. Inanaki Village, the Howling Dog Village. A real location in Fukuoka Province. Rumor has it there is a sign at the village entrance stating the Constitution of Japan does not apply here. This is a haven for criminals or social outcasts living by the law of the jungle and being extremely aggressive. Phone signals and GPS all lose signal when you step foot here. There are many mysterious disappearances and terrifying howls like dogs at late night. Warning: even if you are a YouTuber wanting to hunt ghosts, don't be foolish to check in here because the locals there don't like tourists at all.
14. The Red Room Curse. An early Japanese internet legend, creepypasta, made famous through a horror flash animation. While browsing the web, a pop-up window appears with the text, "Do you like?" If you close it, it reappears. Next time it asks, "Do you like the Red Room?" The result: after seeing that notification, the victim will be found dead in a room full of blood, usually suicide. The best way is to use an ad blocker, AdBlock, so demons have no way to reach you. 15. Tomino's Hell. Origin. A poem in the collection The Heart is Like a Rolling Stone by Yomota Inuhiko. Rumor has it, the author embedded dark curses into every word. The rule is simple. You can read this poem with your eyes, but do not read it out loud. If you dare to read it out loud, disaster will strike immediately. Consequences: mildly, you might fall and break a leg. Severely, you might go see the King of Hell. There have been many announcers or YouTubers who took the challenge, and the results were usually not good. Challenge: do you have the courage to read this poem on a live stream? I suggest no, because we still want to watch your next video.